Today at Active Lifestyle Fitness, Ashley Brodeur is helping us out with lower back stiffness, whether it's from shoveling or lack of activity in the middle of the winter. It's a pain.
Yeah, a lot of people suffer from lower back problems. It's stiff, it's tight, it's uncomfortable, and there are a few stretches that you can do to kind of loosen it up and help balance it out a little bit. So we're going to do those today.
Let's do it. So there's three of them that we're focusing on?
So there's three we're focusing on. On the back side of your body is called your posterior chain. It goes from kind of your upper back all the way down through your hamstrings, your calves. So we're going to focus on the center portion, which is your low back, your glutes, and your hamstrings. If any part of that chain is tight, then it's going to affect the other part of the chain. Okay. So we want to make sure they all stay nice and loose.
So it's pulling all over.
Yeah, so the first one we're going to do is a glute stretch. So we're going to lay in the back here, and we're going to take one ankle over the knee. And then this might be enough stretch for most people if you're really tight in the glutes here. So you can stay right here if you want. You can also push this knee out a little bit more to give yourself a little more stretch. The next level stretch would be to grab your hamstring here, pull it in toward your chest. Oh yeah. And then you'll start to feel that in the glute on the outside here. And to take this to another level, you can kind of turn, rock to the side a little bit, like bring your left knee down toward the ground a little bit more there. Yeah, and you'll start to feel in different places in the glute just to kind of stretch that out. This is a perfect stretch to do for anybody with tight glutes. So the next stretch that we can do, we can take one leg out straight on the floor and take the other knee and drop it across your body here. So the goal is to keep your shoulders on the ground. You can even take your arms out like a T shape here, and then and keeping your shoulders on the ground, really kind of twist and stretch out the side of the back here. So we're targeting the low back here.
This feels good.
Yeah, all the way up through the upper part of the back, which we also said is part of the posterior chain, and that kind of just opens it up a little bit. And you can do this one on both sides. And again, you might just be able to get to here, but if you can come down a little bit lower, you get a little bit more of a stretch.
And are we pointing our toe in this? Does it make a difference?
No, it doesn't really matter so much, just as much as this leg is relaxed right here.
Okay.
So last one we're going to sit up for. Hamstrings, also part of the posterior chain. We're going to take one foot in here, other leg out, straight foot is flexed. Now with this one, you want to make sure your spine is nice and straight and that you're pulling your chest toward the knee here and that you're not rounding the back. Because if you're rounding the back, you're stretching more of the back than the hamstring. We want to get the hamstring in the back here. So we're grabbing on as far as you can reach comfortably. It can be the calf, the ankle. It doesn't have to be the foot, but so you feel that stretch in the back of your hamstring there? Yeah. So you can do both sides on that one too. Again, focusing on the posterior chain to make sure the low back is nice and loose.
How long should we hold these? I heard like an entire commercial break you should hold a stretch.
So I would stretch it for as long as it feels like, you know, the tissue's starting to melt and everything's starting to relax. For some people, that's, if you don't need this type of stretch, for example, if your hamstrings are nice and loose, then you don't need to do it for very long. But if you feel like you need some time, some time to relax into it, take as long as you need.
And how many times a week would you suggest
that? As often as possible. Stretch every day if you can. Yeah.
All right, Ashley, thanks so much. Where can we get more tips and tricks?
Check us out, activelifestylefitness.com.
Fantastic.